Hi, everybody. Welcome to Studio Day Heffrey. Today, we're going to talk about the Pro Bowl. Probably talk about the Eagles and the Cowboys tomorrow, but for today, there's a couple things we need to go over. One, Cowboy fans, if you're mad about snubs, I'll tell you, were there Pro Bowl snubs for the Cowboys? Yeah, probably at least one, maybe two, maybe not the one you're thinking. But you also probably shouldn't worry about it if you're a Cowboy fan because you also got a couple of gifts. So just don't worry about it. It's no big deal. That's the other part about the Pro Bowl. Why we can't worry about all this? We can't worry about all this because the Pro Bowl's dirty little secret is they don't have people who are qualified to vote. They just don't. How do we vote for the Pro Bowl? Well, the players vote, the media votes. No, not the media. The players, the coaches, and the fans. So if you're a fan of a football team, that means that you vote for your players. If you are a player, here's the interesting thing about if you're a player. Should you be qualified to vote at some positions? Almost, but not quite. Because what happens when the Cowboys play football every year? Well, you got your teams in your division that you're going to play each of them twice. So that's 2, 4, 6 games. You got 10 more games that you're going to play. So all in all, you've played 13 teams this year. That's less than half the NFL, and the players are going to vote for the Pro Bowl? Are we to assume that the players are watching tape of the 13, you're the 14th, the 18 teams that they're not playing against? Are we to assume that the coaches are watching tape of the Miami Dolphins right now? Well, they did play the Dolphins. But are you watching tape of the bad teams that you're not playing? Like, people aren't qualified to vote for this, guys. They're just not. And we got to get over it. It's not a big deal. It's a popularity contest, yes. And you know what? That paid off for the Cowboys. The popularity contest aspect of this paid off for the Cowboys, and it paid off big. Sure, it hurt Dak. It hurt Lyle Collins. That's probably your real snub. But it also got Travis Frederick and Tyron Smith in the Pro Bowl. Do you like them? Whee! You got in the Pro Bowl. Congrats, guys. And there's real money on the line, so I guess what they should do is have 10 voters, and those voters would have to actually study tape of. So, okay, here's my theory on who could vote for the Pro Bowl. Either a GM who is a tape watcher, or maybe you don't have the title, but you are a tape watcher. So we'd have to do a real tough search to find people qualified to vote for the Pro Bowl. Will McClay could do it. Pro personnel guys on an NFL team could probably do it. And guys, that's about it. I mean, I watch a lot of football. Am I qualified to vote for the Pro Bowl? No. If I were, I would make sure that I made an informed vote, and I would go and I would do all of that work. But I watch the team that the Cowboys are getting ready to play. I watch NFL Red Zone and sometimes full games, and I watch the Cowboy games. Who is qualified? Fans just vote for their guys or the really, really popular guys. The coaches vote for guys that are probably in their division that they have a lot of respect for, or guys whose reputations they like. And the players vote for their friends, their teammates, and the guys whose reputations they like. So, okay, let's go through for the Cowboys, though, just for the Cowboys. Was Dak a snub? Probably. And the reason is that Drew Brees missed 5 games. He shouldn't be in the Pro Bowl. He's like this. The Pro Bowl, in theory, should be about how good were you this year? How big of an impact did you make this year? Drew Brees is great. He's great. But when you've played 9 games and other guys have played 14, can you make the Pro Bowl? I don't think so, unless there's no other good candidates, and there are in the NFC. The thing about the NFC, here's the thing about the NFC. The names aren't who you'd expect that got snubbed, and so it's not going to end up being a big deal. Russell Wilson's in. He should be. Aaron Rodgers is in. He shouldn't be. Drew Brees is in. He shouldn't be. But they're Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, so they're going to get in. That's the way it goes. And that's why Tyron Smith is in. It's the same thing. So if you have established over the course of your career that you are this good, you are absolutely awesome, sweet. Then you end up making the Pro Bowl 6 times in a row. And then if you're not quite the same in year 7, that's okay, because people remember how good you were and you've established yourself as a really good player, so you go to the Pro Bowl. That just happened to Tyron Smith. It happened to Travis Frederick. And Travis Frederick and Tyron Smith are two of my favorite humans that are professional athletes on the entire planet. I think they're incredible people. I think they're good players. I think Travis next year will probably play at a Pro Bowl level because he's been getting better and better and better and better as the season goes on. He was great last week. Tyron's been good. Lyle Collins has been incredible. But Lyle Collins didn't go to the Pro Bowl. You want to know why? Because he's Lyle Collins. Because he hadn't been to 5 straight yet. You got to build that reputation. Maybe next year, Lyle. Maybe next year. Marquise Pouncey's going to the Pro Bowl for the Steelers. You know why? Because people know his name. He hasn't been good this year. Doesn't matter. You get to go to the Pro Bowl. Them's the rules. So Cowboys, you win. Tyron gets to go. Frederick gets to go. The NFC, who should the quarterbacks be? Russell Wilson. Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins. Like, Kirk Cousins has a case that he's having a better year than Dak. And what's going to hurt Dak is being 7-7. That hurts. Carson Wentz has a decent Pro Bowl case. Aaron Rodgers is the only one that doesn't. And he's in the Pro Bowl because his team has a really good record and his touchdown to interception ratio is good. And that's it. So we're just going to eliminate 95% of his plays or 93% of Aaron Rodgers' plays and say, well, he's got a good touchdown to interception ratio and his team's doing good. So that's cool. So we won't worry about the yards per attempt. We won't worry what happens on a play-by-play basis for when he's actually quarterbacking and compare that to Dak and Cousins and say, hey, who's been better at their job? Because the answer is both Dak and Kirk Cousins have been better at their job than Aaron Rodgers this year. But whatever. He's Aaron Rodgers. He's the best quarterback I've ever seen when he was at his best, which he's not anymore, but he's still pretty good. So that's it. That's the Pro Bowl. That's the dirty little secret. Tyron gets to go. Frederick gets to go. And Dak doesn't get to go over Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees. Why? Because they don't have enough qualified people to vote for the Pro Bowl, because finding those people would be very difficult, and the game's just kind of for fun. Shout out to Richard Sherman, though. He got $1 million for making the Pro Bowl, and his salary next year increases by $1 million. So that's why I could make the case that, hey, you should probably find people who are qualified and get this right, because there's money on the line and contracts, and Lyle Collins should be rewarded. He should be rewarded for what he's done. Dak probably should be rewarded for what he's done this year. But I don't want to steal Tyron and Frederick's money. I like them. So Cowboy fans, you're just the wrong ones to complain about snubs, because you also got to be the Cowboys and send a couple of guys who maybe shouldn't be there. And that's cool. That's the way it goes. It's the Pro Bowl. There aren't enough people to vote. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Who's your biggest snub this year in the comments? Do that. Make sure you're at youtube.com/Jeff Kavanaugh, and make sure that you're checking 1053thefan.com every day, where these videos will end up. And I love every single one of you. You're my best friend. Really, I love you.